What if today was your last? Not someday down the road. Not after you finally figure things out. But tonight, your heart stops beating with no warning. Would you be proud of how you spent today? Truly proud? Deep within you, in your soul. Most of us live like we've got time stored in a vault. Like there's always another Monday, another year, another second chance. But life doesn't owe you that. We tell ourselves, I'll be better tomorrow. I'll chase the dream next week. I'll say what matters eventually. Eventually? Eventually is a graveyard. It's where dreams go to rot. So pause and reflect. If this was your final day on earth, what story would today tell about you? Did you stand for something? Did you act with courage? Did you love deeply and without hesitation? Or did you scroll past your own life and call it being busy? This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Because the truth is, death doesn't take appointments. And when it comes, all you'll have left is the echo of how you lived your days. So again, if you died tomorrow, would you be proud of today? Stay till the end of the video to have all your questions answered. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Later. Later. It's the most seductive lie you'll ever believe. We cling to later like a lifeline. We use it to dodge discomfort, postpone dreams, and rationalize inaction. I'll start when I feel ready. Once things calm down, I'll begin. But here's what no one tells you. Later isn't real. It's a story we tell ourselves to feel safe while time slips through our fingers. Every second you wait is a second you'll never get back. Every moment you hesitate becomes a memory you never made. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And it's true, life isn't short. We just don't use it. You wait for the perfect time to start writing, but you die with a blank page. You wait for the perfect relationship and ignore the real ones right in front of you. You wait to feel confident and never step into who you're meant to become. If you only had 24 hours left, what would instantly matter? Suddenly, the excuses vanish. The fear dissolves. The urgency is real. You wouldn't care about being judged. You wouldn't wait for permission. You'd act. You'd speak. You'd live. Now here's the punch in the gut. That urgency is already justified. You just forgot how mortal you are. You are dying, slowly enough to ignore it, but fast enough that someday is a luxury you can't afford. What if you stopped believing in later? What if you lived as if every hour mattered? Because the difference between a wasted life and a meaningful one isn't more time, it's less excuses. Chapter 2. The Mask and the Mirror. We all wear masks. At work, with friends, even with family. We shapeshift to survive, to be accepted, to avoid judgment. But the cost of that performance? Your authenticity. When you live behind a mask long enough, you start to forget who you are underneath it. Ask yourself, if you died tomorrow, would anyone really know you? Not your achievements, not your job title. You. What moves you? What you've sacrificed. What parts of you stayed hidden just to be liked. That's the tragedy of playing it safe. You might avoid rejection, but you also avoid connection. The deep kind. The kind that outlives you. And it starts with this, looking in the mirror and asking the hard question. Am I becoming who I promised myself I'd be? Picture your younger self watching you now. Would they be proud? Would they smile and say, "We made it"? Or would they wonder what happened to the fire? To the boldness? To the dreams? Now picture your older self, standing at the end. Looking back. Would he thank you? Or would he mourn the years you gave to fear? That's the mirror test. It's brutal, but it's freeing. Because the second you stop lying to yourself, you reclaim your life. You don't need to please everyone. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Because when the final day comes, your only job is to face that mirror and whisper, "I lived honestly. I showed up. I didn't hide." That's where peace begins. And peace, not praise, is what makes a life worth dying for. Chapter 3. Time isn't the enemy, distraction is. Most people think they need more time. But the truth? They need more presence. You don't lack hours. You lack awareness. You check your phone 93 times a day. You fill every silence with noise. You keep yourself busy just to avoid being still. But silence, that's where your soul speaks. And distraction? That's how you kill it. You've been convinced that time is the enemy. But it's not. your addiction to avoidances. You avoid the hard conversations. You avoid the inner work. You avoid the stillness where all your buried potential waits. Ask yourself, how much of today was lived deliberately? Not productively, not efficiently, deliberately. Were you awake in your own life? Did you choose your thoughts, your words, your actions? Or were you just reacting, scrolling, existing? Because here's the real tragedy. You can be alive for decades and never truly live a single day. If you died tomorrow, how much of today would be worth remembering? That moment when you laughed fully. That second when you chose truth over comfort. That hour you created instead of consuming. That's what matters. That's what makes time meaningful. And you don't need to meditate on a mountaintop to reclaim it. You just need to pause, to look up, to come home to yourself moment by moment. Because the difference between living and sleepwalking isn't time, it's attention. Wherever your attention goes, your life goes. So take it back. One breath, one moment, one choice at a time. Chapter 4. The Legacy of One Day. We're all obsessed with legacy, but here's the truth. Legacy isn't about grand monuments or fame. It's about the choices you make every single day. Legacy is built on the decisions you make in the small, quiet moments. What if you died tomorrow? Would you be proud of today's choices? It's easy to think legacy is something you'll create later, something that requires fame or success. But legacy doesn't require an audience. It's the ripple effects of your actions that live on. Consider how you treat others. The way you show up when no one is watching. The way you put in the effort even when the world doesn't applaud. That's the true foundation of your legacy. Your life's work isn't in big achievements. It's in your small acts of integrity. Did you speak truth when it was hard? Did you stand firm in your values, even if no one else understood? Did you offer kindness when it wasn't easy? These are the true markers of your legacy. You might never be remembered by the world, but the lives you touch, the ones who witness your choices, will remember. They'll pass on the lessons you taught them, not through words, but through actions. That's your immortality. It's the quiet, subtle impact you leave behind. Your legacy is not tomorrow's dream, it's today's commitment. So ask yourself, what kind of legacy are you creating today? The one that'll live on, not in books or statues, but in people's hearts. The legacy of how you live, not of what you acquire. Chapter 5. The shift starts now. When you think about change, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You imagine big transformations, massive shifts. But the real change doesn't happen in grand gestures. It happens in small, consistent actions, right now. Waiting for the perfect time is the killer of progress. You'll always find an excuse to postpone, to say tomorrow instead of today. But that mindset only keeps you stuck. Real change isn't about waiting. It's about acting when it's hardest, even when the world tells you it's too soon. Change isn't a far-off destination. It's an ongoing journey that begins in the present. Every decision you make today lays the foundation for the person you become tomorrow. So ask yourself, if you died tomorrow, would you regret how you spent today? If you look at your life and think, I've been putting off the important things, then it's time to shift your mindset. The world doesn't need more people wishing for change. It needs more people who are willing to act. Take the small steps now. Break the habit of procrastination. If you want to be disciplined now. If you want to be a person of integrity, act with integrity now. Each small act builds momentum. Each step forward is a victory. But the trap is that we're always waiting for the perfect conditions to act. Perfection doesn't exist. Growth only happens when you start moving, even if it's not perfect. The only real mistake is not acting when you know you need to. So don't wait. Don't let another day pass. Let today be the day you start. Tomorrow doesn't owe you anything, but today is yours to change. The final chapter. Leave no regrets. We started with the question, if you died tomorrow, would you be proud of today? Let's finish with a challenge. Make sure the answer is yes. Regret doesn't come from the things you failed to do. It comes from the things you didn't try, from the opportunities you let slip away, from the moments when you chose comfort instead of courage. It's those moments you'll look back on, the ones you wish you could have another shot at. But here's the thing, you can. The chance to do better isn't in the past, it's in the present. The only time you really control is now. So ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that my future self will thank me for? It doesn't have to be some monumental change. It just has to be an intentional, forward-moving step. And when you look at your life tomorrow, will you be satisfied? Did you make progress today? Did you take responsibility for your choices, your time, your future? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. But if you look back and feel regret, don't stay there. Use it. Let it fuel the decisions you make moving forward. Let it be the wake-up call you need to start living with purpose. You don't have forever, but you do have today. And that's where the real work begins. Live with intent, live with integrity, and leave behind a life you can be proud of.